But now that's a segue. So now 50 talking about niggas got 50 putting up all the rat emojis.
Yeah, I don't,
Respectfully,
man. Listen, that shit don't bother
respectfully.
me.
Keep
I'm
in
as
mind,
solid
let's
as they
let's
come.
go into let's unpack it, right? The
Okay.
man talking about the rat shit. Now we knew the
Right.
situation with your nephew.
Right.
Rest in peace, your mom's passed away.
Appreciate that. I
Right?
appreciate that. Yeah.
At the funeral,
Yes.
right? And some shit occurred, some
Going to the
shit
funeral. Going to the
shit that
funeral.
going
Yeah.
to that funeral, some shit that I've never heard of. I
Right.
know some opposing enemies coming back and shooting up a nigga funeral. I ain't never heard
Right.
nothing about no
Right.
family members per se,
Right.
right?
Right.
So can you give me a like a
Okay, so I'm on.
tell me the
Okay,
story
so
what happened?
without digging deep into the story before that, my sister. First of all, my nephew was my first nephew. I helped raise him. His father was kind of on crack, wasn't around too much. Good dude though, right? But I helped raise my nephew. This was the time of the Source magazine, so I was getting money. So both my sisters, my older sister, they have different father, whatever. Me, I'm my father. I'm my only child with my mother and father. My sister had the nephew. He was my first nephew. Proud. Like I helped raise him. He wanted to be a DJ. He never was in the streets, never had a record, anything. Time goes on. Me and my sister ended up buying a house. My mother, this is street money. Then when I started getting real money, I bought her own house. But they ended up taking out. My mother was dying of dementia. They ended up taking. I'm just condensing the story before we get up to the shooting. What led up to it was they ended up taking out loans of credit and money out of my mother's house, signing her name while she was sick on her deathbed. So my father found out about it. I found out about it. Guy must have thought that I was going to do something to him when I was coming back to New York. I mean, back to Boston. So he wanted to make a move on me. We never had a beef in our life. This was all surprised. When my mom's passed, she was in the care of my sisters. I wasn't fucking with them. I went to see my mother's wake 2 hours before everybody. I decided I wasn't going to the funeral and I was going to fly back to New York. I mean, back to Atlanta the next day. I was living in Atlanta shooting Love and Hip Hop. Stevie had went up to the funeral. My mother was being buried in Plymouth. Remember, I told you the Cape Verdean people live out in the Cape. So my mother was getting buried in a Plymouth graveyard with her family out there. And Stevie ended up going out there. I said, look, I'm flying back to Atlanta. He said, I'm way out here in Plymouth. It's like 45 minutes in Boston. I said, I will stay there and come pick you up, but I ain't going to the funeral. About 12 o'clock, Sunday afternoon, one of the most widest highways, Route 3, Cape Cod, you can imagine. I'm driving down there on the right-hand side. There's a funeral procession with lights. I'm noticing this could be my mother's. I'm driving. I get to the front. I see the hearses. I get to the front. There's a couple cars in front. Pop, 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 boom, 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 pop, pop. All right. I get hit a few times. Ain't the first time I got shot. I fishtailed the whip coming back. He's still emptying. Come to find out, he had licenses for the guns in Massachusetts because he never had a felony, never been a street kid. And he hit me 3 times. I crashed the car, jumped out. I'm running down the highway. All right. There's cars all over the place. There's witnesses everywhere. As I jump into one of the cars, I tell my cousins to drive across the median to get me to a hospital. I'm leaking blood up by my neck, by my back, and right here, because he's shooting. He was shooting through the car, through his car, at my car. As I get off the exit going the other way, the police pulled me over. As soon as he shot me, he called the police first. The first one to call police, I just shot him in. It's Benzino. He got a gun. He waved the gun at me. Now, I be strapped, but I didn't have no strap then. I'm going to pick up Stevie and Cape Cod. What the fuck do I need a gun for, right? I'm not thinking he's on this. I would never, the last thing I would think of. So he called the police, said I had a gun. When I got off the exit, I'm done 2-3 pints of blood out. They stripped me butt naked, out the car. Where's the gun? Where's the gun, Benzie? Where's the gun? He said you had a gun. You tried to kill him. I said he shot me. All right, that was the tape you heard. And then the hospital was still, the police are trying to railroad me to lock me up. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He shot me. Now, I knew whatever tape I'm saying, I still got to go in front of a grand jury. And I still got to go to court and point somebody out. I ain't never did that in my life. Shorty wouldn't do it for my nephew. It was family business. What happened, happened. They called me into the grand jury. They said, hey, do you know who shot you? I don't know who shot me. But wait a minute, you said on the I was on medicine. I didn't know what the fuck happened. I lost all sting of my arm. I was panicking. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Police were saying I had a gun and I was trying to kill him. I was hysterical. I don't know who shot me. The prosecutor was mad as fuck because this is a slam dunk. He got 15 other people saying that he shot me on the highway, white people, some of my family members, saying that he shot me. All he needs is me to say he shot me, and he goes to jail for attempted murder in Plymouth County. Way worse than Boston. This is where the Plymouth Rock is. So when you get time out here, oh, it's way worse. Anybody in Massachusetts can tell you that. I walked out of the prosecutor's man, right? Because I don't know who shot me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I plead the fifth. They said, look, you got to come to court. I said, I ain't come to court because I already went to things. They said, if you don't come to court, we giving you 6 months. Contempt of court, Benzino. I went to court. Me, my father, my man, walked in. He's sitting there, his big head ass with the fucking lawyer. Do you know who shot you? And he's sitting here in this room. Nope. 5 seconds, got the fuck out of there. If I would have said he shot me, he would have did at least 15 years because it was attempted murder. He shot me 3 times above the waist. He got 13 months because there was another 10 witnesses came that said, and he got shooting in a public dwelling. So all that shit was him trying to come out of jail and try to create a narrative and people trying to stain my name. But I saved my nephew. You know what I'm saying? He did 13 months. PC'd himself. He had to. You know what I'm saying? 13 months for fucking shooting me 3 times above the waist, attempted murder. There's no snitching. He called the police first. The story, it happened so long ago, I never even had to defend myself then because I already knew. And I'm figuring that people got common sense. The man didn't do no time in a fucking state pen. So how the fuck did I tell on him? I went to the grand jury and I went to the court and said, I don't know who shot me. And that there was the end of story. It really was a non-story to me. Like, I'm super solid. I've been through too many shits. You know what I'm saying? When he said what he said, I'm just like, what the fuck are these cops trying to do to me? Like, what's going on? The fuck you mean I got a gun? What the fuck you mean I try to shoot him? That nigga shot me. Said all that. But in the grand jury, that's where it counts. And in the court, that's where it counts. And that's why I stood tall. He never went to jail. He got out 13 months. Life goes on. It's over.
Now, this something. I appreciate you giving the story because you sounded like that. Sound like the story sounds authentic, right? But there's a lot of the way people perceive it. You know, people
Yeah.
picking at it, and then we're gonna get into it. But first of all, this is your family. This is personal,
It's my
right?
blood. My blood.
So your blood,
I helped raise him.
that part. So with that being said, now, it's sensitive to the fact, and like you said, you didn't say it on the stand. I give you credit for that, right?
And grand jury.
The,
Grand jury
the
now.
grand jury. Now I give you credit for that. I give you credit for that one. No, that one right there, I give you credit because that's a sensitive shit right there. I don't even give a fuck about all the super gangster shit. But
Right.
if niggas is talking about the case is the case, the case is the case, and you can't go around the thing, you got to stand on it. You feel me? And you got to stand on, be proud. If you did it, you did it. If you didn't, you didn't.
Right.
If you did it, you did it. If you didn't, you did it.
Right.
But guess like this, right? Etc. But listen, you initially when you said he called police first, right? So that's documented.
Very first one
That
called
he
911. The
called
first one
police.
to call 911 and said, I just shot a man on Route 3 highway. The first one. It's in the paperwork.
Okay.
He was the first one to make the 911 call. And then I'm getting off the exit. So by the time he made the call, they're already chasing me down. We finally got Benzino. We finally got him. And he knew that. He knew my reputation, like with the police in Boston. He knew what he was doing. He thought that was going to help him. The only thing that helped him is that I didn't rat on him. If I snitched, that man would still be in jail right now. See, that's what's so fucking crazy, that this dickhead don't realize that he's trying to like make it seem like it. And then, you got these young bozo ass niggas who are brain dead. See, me, I could care less what anybody thinks. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. You know what I'm saying? I don't, again, I listen, you know what I mean? But all I got is my name. But it was obvious. It was a pretty obvious situation that, he's never been in the streets ever, ever. That's why he had licenses for a gun in Massachusetts. You know how hard it is to get a license? He had 3 guns in his car and he dumped them. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, what happened. The element of surprise got me. I took a L, but I didn't. But if I would have snitched, he would have went to jail. It's simple for a long time.
Fact. I get that part. Let me tell you something. I'm not even arguing the fact that what you're saying right there.
No, I
Because it's
understand.
that if you didn't take the stand and this man shot you and he only did 13, we said 13 months?
Shot me 3 times.
Shot you 3 times, he did 13 months, right?
By my neck.
Nah, that shit's serious. I know you laughing, but
No,
this
no, no,
shit's
I'm not
serious
laughing.
to me.
You know,
This
but you
shit's
know what
serious
though?
to
But you
me.
know what? You know what though? You gotta find laughter in things because if not, that's where the mental that's where the anger will come. And when see, I don't want to be angry. I know what I'm capable of. I don't one thing about me, I've done so much. I don't. It's very rarely you hear me talk about war stories or my street or whatever.
Hold on, you
But
dark now. You in a dark
yeah, no,
area.
no. I'm just coming out here just so I can smoke me a little blunt.
Uh,
But I've been in the streets. I've been in the streets since 13 years old. Like shooting at niggas, getting shot. That's a regular
mhm.
thing to me. Like not going to police is a regular thing to me. This was a regular thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't give a fuck what was said on any tape because he made the 911 call. I said what I said on the tape. All right. But when it came down to it, I saved his ass. And he needs to respect that. And if
Right.
anybody else can't see that, again, these are people who don't know the streets, and these are people who just want clicks and comments. I
But
ain't
go
got no
according to
time.
the streets. This the whole shit about the street shit. You know that the niggas talking about the streets is a myth, woo woo. Because there's a lot of shit in the streets. Niggas is select politicking. I see all that shit going
I
on the
stand
street.
by the street
I'm the
code.
lord of the streets. I'm L.O.T.S approved. I'm the lord of the streets, leader of the streets, learning off the streets, living off the streets, eating off the land. We eat what we kill here. Listen, remember I tell you, I'm a nigga in my hood. I've always been the head nigga in my hood. Anywhere I've went to. So I tell niggas I am the streets. And I tell you how niggas is bias in the streets. I tell you how certain shit don't make sense in the streets.
Mhm.
But according to street niggas that ain't qualified to enforce certain rules, niggas is enforcing rules. Niggas that not even from the streets is enforcing the shit that they heard their big homie say. And big
Right,
homie ain't even like that. But
right,
nonetheless, you did give a report though when they asked you in the beginning, right?
right. Yes, yes, yes. The report when they came, because when you listen to the thing, their whole shit was me having a gun and threatening to kill him. And that's what he was saying against me. At that point, I knew it wasn't no grand jury. I knew it wasn't no. I'm just trying to keep from getting locked up from the shit that he's saying to me because to me he's telling them shit falsehoods. So it becomes a family thing with me and Guy at this point. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm snitching on him. Like I'm playing the little cat and mouse game. I know full fact that we have to go in front of a fucking grand jury and a courtroom, and I have to fucking point him out. Like I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? So giving a report and playing the little shit with my nephew, I did that. You know what I'm saying? But when it came down to snitching, nobody got snitched on.
But see, niggas would say niggas, according to certain niggas' rules, you checked off on the list as you ratted. Niggas
Yeah,
saying
well,
you ratted.
that's you know what? I don't live by niggas' rules. Like, and even the niggas who say the rules, these niggas couldn't even fucking never shoot their way out of a paper bag. Number one, fight their way out of paper. Number two, or even be in the streets getting money. These are niggas who never really was accepted or really getting money in the streets, so they want to do this internet shit. I don't give a fuck what niggas said and
See,
how
that's
they
right
said.
there. I be wondering, does that shit really affect you?
No, hell no. It doesn't
Cause
affect
it's like
nothing.
you was hot
Look
at
at it.
50. You like you was
No,
really
no,
hot
no, 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 no,
out
no,
there.
no. I really wasn't that hot. I he put up something with me in a fucking transgender before that wasn't true. So I know what the trolling, but I used the platform for me. Immediately I challenged him to a fight, and that shit went everywhere. That hit the algorithm. So people ain't even like, you know what's funny about like the streets been so finished that that the streets are trying to come over here to this internet, and these niggas are now the streets of the internet. Do you understand? Like these niggas make no bearing on no parts of my life. Like, so it doesn't, it really don't matter. Like, if you have a half a brain on your shoulders, you know I didn't tell, and you know, and niggas know I saved him. So I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. All nigga gotta do is
So
try
what
me.
was that? So what was that? What was that? So what was that podcast you was on that them niggas had you kind of they had you kind of
That was
tight?
that was some
That shit
young
had you
niggas.
tight.
That was some young niggas from Boston, but but they was trying to take it from a point from his standpoint. The same thing. You snitch, you see. And these are young niggas, no matter what you say, are gonna really understand it. They're gonna take the more stance that you took. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's a podcast. That was like their first podcast. So like they try and get their clicks and comments. It got them on 50. The thing is this the thing, but everybody like, I'm not on trial here. That shit happened 10 years ago. I'm still out here in these streets. I'm still out here getting money. The longer niggas take with this, the more they realize that people really don't even give a fuck. Even the niggas that really are snitches, they don't even give a fuck. Because the motherfuckers who are exposing real snitches, they ain't doing nothing to them anyways. Like the whole shit is just for entertainment, clicks and comments. I take it for what it is. Like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't change not one nigga who was with me, around me. It doesn't change anything in my household. It don't change not one drop of where I walk to, drive to, be at. So it's only in this internet foolishness of people who was never in the streets in the first place. So I don't let that shit bother me.
I can agree with that.
You know what I mean? That shit is
I agree with that.
it's like really like some really bozo. When you think about it, it really is some bozo shit. If you really put your emotions and your mind and really care about this shit, you would be so much of an asshole. Honestly, like I'm
But a
too.
little piece of me feel like you care about your street cred.
That part, yeah,
I feel like
and
a
that's
piece
why.
of
And
me
listen,
feel
and
I feel that.
that's exactly why I didn't point him out on the stand, and that's exactly why I didn't point him out in the grand jury, because my street cred was on the line, and my street cred stays intact. I didn't snitch on that nigga. That nigga walked home with 13 months for shooting in the dwelling. I saved that nigga. I saved my nephew. He'd still be locked up today. You're not you you're getting 15 years for attempted murder for shooting me on a crowded highway with white people in Cape Cod. He's getting 15. There's no way around it. They asked me who shot, and I said I didn't know. I'm proud of that. Solid as they come.
That part. Well, let me say something. With that being said, now, right? All that transgender shit. Since you brought that up, because that wasn't even gonna be a conversation, but we might as well do it here for the guests right here, because
Why
this is
not?
a Benzino moment, and you know what I mean. So, what's up with all this the transgender thing? How they even
So I
got you
did a
caught?